So we're continuing with what we started, yes?
Yes, 50 ways to hurt your feelings.
50 ways. We are only in number 19.
7 out
Oh,
of
wow.
19.
Huh?
7 out of 19?
No, 19 out of 50.
Oh, 19
19
out of,
out of 50.
oh, Bella wrote a 7. Oh, okay, this is 19.
This is part 7 because every time I'm trying to,
Oh,
okay. So all this, what we're talking about is have something to do with ona'at devarim, which is asur midoraita, right? Meaning you're hurting a person. So now we're talking about things that until now, everything what we said is mamash can cause a person big embarrassment, and it's asur, mamash asur. So now, how about to bring a person to embarrassment and confusion? What is the biggest shame that a person can hear? The biggest one is something that you've been told that you have and you're not able to change it. Example. Can you change the country that you're born?
No,
Can you change the fact if you're Sephardi or Ashkenazi?
no,
Cannot change. Okay. How about a character, a basic one? Can you change it? No. As we said, all the characters that we have, we cannot change it. We have to channel it to the right direction. If you're trying to break it, forget it. Okay. Or if you have some you limit it, some kind of disabilities. Let's call it this way, disabilities. Can you change it? Disability, you cannot change. So here we go. Let's go among children. A classmate saying to you, how can it be that in math you're so weak, you're never successful in your test? You know that some people are no good at math. They're not good, no matter what you're gonna do. They don't like the subject. So why do you have to tell it to them? A girl saying to the other one, it doesn't bother you that you have so many freckles? She is a redhead and she has enough. Tell me, it's not bothering you that you have so many freckles. Boy, I'm telling you, this is something unbelievable. Kids can be very mean and very cruel. Imagine a kid saying to the other one, you don't have a parents, you adopt a child. You adopt, and she's adopted. She can change it?
No.
No, for sure not.
No. That kids can be what? Very mean. Or a kid saying to the other one, you know, it's chaval, they call you Malka. Your name should be Zeresh, wife of Haman. Can she change it now? Her name is Malka. This is among kids. And when we hear this, we have to take our kids and you tell them, this is not acceptable. And we have to know that we have a project in our hands. This cannot continue. Now, how about parents to the children? Listen to this. I hope that no one in the audience here talking this way. But here we go. Ima saying to the child, I'm going to tell the guests right now, I'm going out, I'm going to tell the guests that you're still wetting your bed at nights. Or Abba saying to his son, I cannot understand how such a child, such a foolish child came out of me.
That's so mean.
It's horrific to hear. How could any parent say that?
What? I agree with you. Ima saying to a daughter, if you're gonna eat a little more, you're not gonna be able to fit through the door. What a compliment, right? Abba saying to a child, Abba, no, stop being so sensitive. Why are you so shy? Why are you such a babyish? The child is a shy child. Can you change it now? No, you cannot. Sensitive child. That's who he is. Okay, fine. So, what do we expect a child to answer back? It's so unfair to tell a person something that he will be embarrassed and he cannot change it. He's not able to change it. Now we're going to school, a teacher talking to the students. Here comes a student into the classroom and the teacher looking at him, he said, that's how your mother sending you to school? What do you want from the child? Or Here comes the teacher with a statement. Whoever didn't finish to take notes from the blackboard, or whoever didn't did his homework, please stand over here next to the blackboard so everybody can see you. What a teacher.
Rav, can I ask a question about something like that?
Yes,
Let's say the teacher sees that some students are following directions and putting in their effort and doing what they should be, and the other ones are just in pure la la land. They're choosing not to do what they should be doing. Like the class is copying from the board, and one of them is playing with his pencil, or not even just one, a handful. How would the teacher go about such a situation without like embarrassing them, let's say?
I'll wait for the break time. I'll call the child who is playing with the pencil, and I will look at his eyes and tell him, you know, school is a place to learn. If you're going to continue this way, you're not going to wind up in a good place. So if you need help, I'm here to help you. That's all. Let them go.
One more question, Rav. How about if I have like a behavior chart system in my class, where it's like it accompanies with a reward, and every single day, every student starts in the same place, and the goal is for them to go up in the chart based on them, following the directions and everything in class and their performance. But for those that aren't, they could go down in the chart, but they always have the opportunity to go back up as long as they're doing what they should. Is the fact that, let's say, not saying it out loud verbally, but let's say someone is not doing what they should and you just simply lower them, is that called embarrassing them? But then you give them but they do have opportunity to be raised. It's not like set in stone, they're lowered and they're done. They have opportunities to be raised, but for that moment when they're doing something wrong, instead of saying it out loud verbally, you simply bring their clip down, let's say one level.
Okay, so before you do that, you call the child and tell him, I have to lower it. I don't want to do it. I feel bad. Let's try one more time. Okay?
Right, so like a warning.
Yeah.
But in private?
Yeah, private. Always private. Why? A child will sense that you care for him. The child have to know that the teacher met care for him.
Right.
So, most probably, as far as from my experience, the child will do any effort not to go down.
Well, yeah. For the most part, yeah.
כבוד הרב,
כן. Yes.
so if the teacher has a system of telling the children to open their homework so she can come by one and check, is that embarrassment for the student that didn't do the homework?
Say it again? I didn't get it.
If the schedule is when they come to school, they have to put the homework on the desk so the teacher can come and check. And so obviously whoever didn't do the homework, it's not going to be on the desk. Is that embarrassment?
No.
Is it okay?
Yes,
To do so?
and whoever didn't do, don't comment. Just You have to remember who didn't do it, and then you call them in a break time, and you tell them, I didn't want to embarrass you in front of the class. Maybe you can tell me why didn't you do your homework? The child will feel that the teacher cares for him. I don't want to embarrass you.
And if after a couple of times I give a note to the parent to know that the child didn't do the homework for 3 times, for example, I shouldn't give the note in front of everybody. I should give it personally, alone, without nobody to know about it.
I will not even give a note and make a note to myself to call the parents.
So giving a note through the kids, it's not a good thing to do.
I will call the parents.
Okay.
And we have to consult with each other why he's not. Okay, and that's how we working with the school. We're working.
But it's a couple of times it happened to me that the student said, I was very tired. I couldn't do my homework in front of everybody. And I said, I really appreciate your honesty. That's beautiful. Thank you for telling me the truth. Do it for tomorrow. So sometimes when they say it in front of everybody, that's not embarrassment. They are very confident with themselves, and it's okay.
So, yeah, but it can open also a Pandora box. And so they say, okay, so I'll come up with the same excuse. And the Mora will say, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Now the teacher is saying to the student, now you have to go to the bathroom exactly now. You're such a baby. If you're not able to hold yourself, maybe you're going to come to school with a diaper. What a teacher, huh?
Prof, teachers really say this?
Yes.
I'm shocked. I'm like, I wouldn't say to my own kid.
Why do you think I wrote it down for? Sometimes we're looking at the school, a big one and a nice one, but we don't know, It can be also an English teacher or something like this, maybe a goya. They don't care. English time in the yeshiva is not fun. I'll tell you this much. Because the contrast between the Rabbi and the English time, and it's kids, פתאום זה ברוך המבדיל בין קודש לחול.
So Rav, how do you deal with it if it happens to your child? Do you call the teacher out?
So the yeshivot, the serious one, they bring English teachers that are Jews and observant. They'll do any effort.
It's a totally different ballgame.
Right?
It is. You're able to even give chizuk to your students
Yes,
through secular studies.
yes, yes.
But Rav, even the most frum can mess up and make comments that are insensitive.
You see, if I'll come into a classroom and I'll teach science, boy, they're gonna come out with pealach up to here. You can take any subject and show them where Hashem is there. If they doing it, I don't know. A teacher saying to the student, long time I didn't hear such a stupid answer. No. And now it is getting nastier. A person is talking to a handicap. Don't fall off your chair, okay? But there are people who are they're capable to talk like that. Unfortunately, you see a person limited, handicap, disabled, and his friend, so-called friend, asking him, you know, I'm so curious why Hashem punished you like that. You know, I have a friend that have exactly what you have, and nobody even can guess that she is suffering from something. How does it sound? Meaning yours is very obvious. My friend have the same handicap that you have, and you can pick it up. This is like a knife, באמת. Now, among people, somebody meets his friend and says, oh, hi, how are you? He says, by the way, I heard that you have some issues in your house between you and your wife. It's correct? Why do you have to say it? Okay, fasten your seatbelt. Abba saying to a daughter, Abba, it's good that you're not crazy like your mother. Thank God you're not crazy like your mother. A husband saying to his wife, Baruch Hashem, that your sister, which one? The divorcee one, the divorcee. The not normal one. Thank God that she didn't come also to visit us. The rest of the family came. She did not come. How does it sound to you?
Disgusting.
Now, Ima, that she is suffering, she by herself, she is abuser. She have APD. abusive personality disorder, APD. She is capable to tell her daughter because she don't. They feel that what they're doing, that's the right way to deal with things. They don't know that they're abusive. They don't know that. So she can tell her daughter, you inherit the nature, the terrible one, that your father's family, you are my life disappointment. I'm mamash ashamed that you are my daughter. If this is not abuse, what abuse is? Ima should say to a daughter, I'm ashamed that you, my daughter.
So heartbreaking to hear of.
Opa. Hashem yirachem v'yatzil. Now, whatever I'm going to say now, number 20 now, is not on Ahat Devarim, but it's very hurtful. According to the halacha, you're not saying anything. So it's not ona'ah. But the other one will feel awful. And we need to understand what does it mean. How about if you ignore somebody? Ignore, like he's not existing. Now, how a person feel that is not needed anymore, nobody care for him, right? Nobody ask him, how are you? How's your health? We signaling all the time that he is already worthless. We don't need you. One of the most hurtful things is to show a person that he is not needed, not wanted. You're not important. Like you're not there, you're air. And if it's more than that, like they're making him a nidui, meaning they don't invite him anywhere, klum, like mamash, not existing. The other thing is, do you know what does it mean, silent treatment?
Yeah, when someone ignores you, Rav, no? They don't talk to you.
And
They
they,
give you the cold shoulder.
oh, why are they doing it?
It's a way for them to either abuse, like ignore you and hurt you, like to hurt you back, to get you back, I guess.
They want to pressure you to do what they want. So they're giving you the silent treatment.
So they're manipulating the situation?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Now, imagine parents that ignoring one of the children because he didn't follow the expectation that they had from him. They ignoring this child, meaning sending him a signal, you're a failure. A teacher that relates only to the good student, the goody goodies, and ignore the weak ones. Relatives that in a family simcha, they ignore the part of the family that they don't like. Or they're not on their level. And they belittle them intentionally. Okay? A woman that talking on the phone and intentionally ignoring the husband. That in the same time, at the same time he's coming home. She knows he's coming home. She makes sure to get on the phone. How will he feel? Ignored. Who over here wants to feel ignored?
Nobody.
Anybody?
Nobody, no Rav.
Nobody. Okay, good. And you can see it in the hospital also, unfortunately, if you have 2 or 3 people in the room, which is not that comfortable, you're asking very politely from the person next to you if he can lower the TV, it's too loud. And he ignores you. He didn't say anything to you. He just ignored you. So we cannot say he hurted you with his mouth. No. But he hurting you with his actions. The question is in which category we're going to put this kind of people. They're hurting you. Here we go to the mother-in-laws. A mother-in-law calling, you picking up, and she said, I need to talk to my son. She ignoring you completely. No hi, no how are you, shum davar. I need to speak to my son. A family that they're making a simcha and they're inviting only the relatives, the rich one. The middle class, they don't invite. So how the middle class will feel?
Left out.
Okay, left out. And I can come and tell you, why are you so upset? What did I say to you? I didn't say anything. Meaning sometimes you can hurt with your mouth, and sometimes you can hurt only with your actions, without saying even one word.
Rabbi, this putting numbers on the tables also hurts a lot of people. Like when you go to wedding, these people number one, that's number 10. The rich ones are number one and two.
So you're right, Behemet, it's a good point.
Yeah, I wish.
You're bringing out a very good point.
Mhm.
So now, the smart people, what do? Buffet style. No numbers, no clue. Each one can sit whatever he wants, especially when he have men on one side, ladies on the other side.
Much better this way, right?
Uh, each one can sit with a friend here, he has a friend there, he goes here, he goes there. That's fine. These numbers can cause what? Ooh,
Lot of problems, yeah.
what? It becomes a war zone. It becomes.
Yes.
Now, kids can be very cruel and very mean. They can be, they're making a birthday, they invite most of the class, only 2 boys that they don't like. This birthday boy will not invite. Wow, wow, wow. This is something very hurtful. If I'll be the parents, I say either you invite everybody or there is no birthday. Take your pick. Take your pick. The parents to let it happen, or they can say to the child in the school, we don't want to be your friends because you're fatso and you look like a monster. And you crossed eyes. And you're not a tzaddik. And by the way, you're a new immigrant also. Many parents, they don't want to send a certain school. Why? Because too many new immigrants there.
Rav, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
A little similar to the birthday situation, but in terms of giving, when students want to give each other mishloach manot on Purim, what's a productive way to go about it so that no one is left out? Because this past year, we had students that wanted to give like to their friends, for example, and that didn't include the whole entire class. And so the Rebbe and I that teach that grade, we didn't want anyone to feel left out or hurt. And so we made a rule, particularly for this past year, it's like an all or nothing. If you really, really want to bring mishloach manot, you bring to the entire class, or you don't bring anything for anyone, because Rebbe and I had prepared mishloach manot anyway. So, and everyone was going to get something. But the parents didn't like this. They didn't
Why?
like, because they felt, well, I'm sure it was an expense for them. And they felt like, why should my child, literally parents would tell me, why should my child bring for everyone? He just wants to bring for his 2-3 friends. And we again would explain that we don't want anyone hurt. We don't want anyone left out. So it's an all or nothing. It's optional. It's not
So
mandatory.
okay, good. So you have to tell the parents the mitzvah is to give to the kids that you don't like so much.
Right. So I had actually a student in my class say to me, why should I make a mishloach manot for someone who's not my friend and doesn't treat me nice? And I said, that's the mitzvah. The mitzvah is to give to someone whom you're not friends with, or whom, who we make peace with, let's say. So that was like the chizuk to give the kids. But it's funny because the parents weren't even supporting us. So I'm just wondering if this year, maybe we should go about it in a different way.
No.
How
Okay.
about if we were to do like pick out of a hat, and you pick a name and you give to that one person, and everyone in the class gets a partner?
Okay,
Is that
good.
appropriate?
Yeah.
Kind of like to not make it an expense for the parents?
Listen, the parents have to understand that they don't have to give much. Okay? How much it costs already? They're going to a wedding and they're giving $300, $400,
Oh my
$500,
gosh.
okay?
I know.
And for their own kids, how much is it?
I know, Rob. And
How
it's
much
still,
can it
it
be already?
goes back to square one.
Back to square one. So we have to educate the parents.
Rav, we even made it easier where we send them a bag that they could only fill this amount. And it was a small bag, just one drink and one snack. And that's it. It was less than $1. We made it very specific. And it was
Okay, good.
brilliant. Nobody spent more. Everyone spent the same amount.
Ay, ay. Oh. So now here comes the parents. When the parents see that the kids leaving out a child because he's fat, because he's slow, or something like this, the parents have to jump from the chair. Jump. And if my child have friends that behaving like that, I will tell them, don't be their friends. There's nothing to learn from them. And you find good friends that they care. They care. If you see your children, they don't care and they laughing on a classmate, your eyes should be, like who knows what happened, and you say, stop over here, this cannot continue. We have to find a way to teach our child that every person is a person. Because today you're doing it to your friend, tomorrow they can do it to you also. How would you feel? So now, if it's older people that the community or the society decided to neglect them, that's why there is a job that calls a Rav, and he is in charge, and he has to see who came, who did not come, why they didn't come, and so one has to stay on top of it and make sure you're inviting everybody. Very important. Nobody should feel the feeling that unfortunately many parents feels when they get old, left out. We did what we did, and now nobody cares for us. Should never see it. It's the worst feeling on earth. Could you imagine a parent that feel neglected by his own kids, ignored? it's according to the Torah, I cannot even hear something like that. And you'll be surprised that many parents feel like that. Why is it? Because the chinuch was not good. The chinuch was not good. We emphasizing on math and science and so on, but to be a person, to be a mensch, to care for people. Okay, number 21. We're moving forward. To feel used. People like to use other people. It means that I'm asking from someone to do something that behemet I don't need at the moment. Just to see you that you don't sit like that without anything to do. Why? Because we want him to know who is the boss over here. Who is in charge? A husband saying to his wife that she sat down only after a long day. Finally, she's sitting on the couch and the husband comes and says, make me coffee. No, please, no klum. Or the wife can say to the husband that just walked through the door after a long day of work, you know, I have a passion now to eat cherries. Go buy me one. Your cherries cannot wait. Or the coffee that you were asked, don't you have 2 hands and 2 feet? No. Why? The users. Now, two ladies talking to each other while they're drinking coffee, and the one saying to the other one, you know, you kids, it's time to pick them up from school. So he said, I'm gonna call my neighbor now. I'm sure that she don't care to take my children from the school if I will not be on time. She loved them so much. She decided already for the neighbor, since she loves her kids, and she will not care. And we'll continue to talk over here, meaning I'm going to use my neighbor now, right? It's your own kids. So now, if you feel that somebody wants to use you, what do you have to do? Now you have to think it over and decide. You see a person that likes to use people. It can be a husband. It can be a wife. It can be other people. Are you going to go along with that? Or to stay away from that? Now, this is a decision of a person have to make on his own. Sometimes we cannot give advices because it's your decision. I can just tell you that you've been used. If you want to continue with this, okay, what can I do? At least I told you the truth. At least. Okay, did you understand the concept?
Yes.
Now,
Yes, Rav.
very good. So since we understood the concept, we have to see, you can see already how careful we have to be. And it's only one mitzvah in the Torah. One. Imagine how many more mitzvot we have to go through, right? And each one of them have many details in order to do things in a right way, in a proper way, to behave like Hashem wants us to behave. This is not a joke. How many times we see people that they can look from the outside, look like they should look, but when they starting to talk and start, where is this coming from? And you cannot, and you get like, like a shock. How can such words can come out of this person? Where is the feelings? Where are they? So, Emir Hashem will continue tomorrow with number 22. On the way to 50, we have a long way to go, right? We're not even in a half. Okay.
Soon,
It's
Rav,
not
by
even-
25.
Huh?
By 25, we'll be halfway.
Yes. So hopefully by tomorrow we'll get to 25, hopefully. We'll see. I'm not going to rush it because this is how you become a mensch. The main thing to be religious, Oved Hashem, is to people to look at you and say, this is a mensch. The Torah made you a mensch, a person, sensitive, full of care, not to embarrass you, not to ignore you, which is very, very important. So, we're going to call it a night. Welcome
you,
back.
Rav.
Thank you, Rav.
Try to be on time.
Okay.
Tomorrow, Emir Hashem, I'll see you again at 1 o'clock. we're gonna be back at
Good.
1 o'clock.